Good afternoon to our dear viewers. Thank you for staying tuned on Race TV. I am Jackie Lingla, ready to give you what is happening currently in the country. And apparently, we are in the political season where those who are interested in the post of speakership in the 11th Parliament are picking up nomination forms from the NRM Electoral Commission. I'll be giving you details of that report. Good afternoon. Commission on Wednesday came out to publicize the post of deputy speaker and invited interested candidates to come and apply for that post. Jacob Olanya, who is the former deputy speaker, however, has come out today to aspire for the position of a speaker of parliament. He said that the parliament of Uganda has lost credibility over the years. Therefore, he has come out to restore its image. Some of the interested people for this position are former Speaker of Parliament, that is Rebecca Kadaga, Semuju Nganda, who is the MP for Kira Municipality, and now Jacob Olanya and many others. Let's have details of that report.
We want the story of the 11th Parliament to be rewritten. We wanted the story of the 11th Parliament to be retold. Yes. We want children to sing praises about the Parliament of Uganda. Yes. That's what we want to achieve. The situation has not been good. The country has resented Parliament and its members. We want that to change. Yes. And that change must happen. Yes. That change must happen. It's important. We certainly do not want the next 5 years to be like the last 5 years of Parliament. We want to restore confidence of our people in the institution where they send their representatives in. We want that confidence restored. We want to build trust with the public. We want it to happen so that when you go to your constituency, people will stand and say, a member of parliament has come. To change the way we do things, we will do things in such a way that it endears members of parliament to the public. How do we achieve this? We want to focus on their interests first. We want to focus on the national interest. We want to focus on the service delivery to them. We want to perfect the system. And we want to engage in all those things that will help them in the social economic transformation of their life. That is what we need to achieve. This parliament has power, so much power. It has so much independence to execute many things under the constitution. There are things it can do on its own, but most of the things it does is in collaboration with the executive. And we enhance this cooperation with the executive to make sure that service delivery to our people are done in a way that are pleasing.
Commission picking up forms for those interested in the deputy speaker post in Parliament. Theodore Sechikubo, who is a member of Parliament, Remiyaga County, once a rebel MP under the NRM party, today is standing under the NRM party and has actually picked up his forms today.
I'm a pillar in Parliament. I'm dependable. I've traversed Parliament from the movement system into the multi-party political dispensation. I've been in that parliament. So I know the conditions and circumstances that apply when you are in a single party system, that is the movement, and how you act under a multi-party political dispensation. But most importantly, once you are elected to the position of deputy speaker, you cease being a partisan deputy speaker. You look at the country in its entirety. And I have the qualities. I reach out well. I trust and believe in my party, NRM, that's why I have not left my party. But at the same time, I look forward to having a united country called Uganda, where you must deal and you must interact with all the elected leaders like yourself. Being a deputy speaker, you are just being one among equals. But otherwise, that entire parliament qualifies to stand for deputy speaker. A statement, a very strong statement I can make is that so far, so good. If it was the other way around, it would have been worse. Because those were the turbulent times. You remember we had turbulent times in parliament. And I believe that the Right Honourable Speaker has handled it well. Maybe you can have other issues elsewhere, but she stands to be dependable, like as I am.
Now, among the women who picked up interest for the position of Deputy Speaker for the 11th Parliament were Robina Rakoja, the Gomba West County MP, who says that she has worked in the Parliament for years and definitely has the ample experience, and she is the right candidate for that position.
Anyone who wants to become a Deputy Speaker should be a member of Parliament, which I already am. Secondly, looking at the work that is done by Parliament, it's mainly legislation. Now, in the main, it's been legislation as per the Constitution, and looking back in history, you realize that most of the speakers have actually been lawyers. It's for a reason. We can manage the House very well because those are legal matters that normally come up. I have a background of about 25 years in the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, where I rose up the ranks from the post of pupil, state attorney, right up to acting director, civil litigation. I got a lot of experience there, both legal and administrative, and following that I went to Parliament. Now in Parliament I was lucky that even as a first timer, they saw a potential in me, and I was given leadership positions. I was Vice Chairperson, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee. I was the chairperson of the select committee that traversed the country in investigating sexual violence.
Now, after the swearing-in ceremony of the 529 members of Parliament for this year's 11th Parliament, apparently we had exclusive interviews with some of the members of Parliament to give us their view of what kind of candidate they would want for speakership.
Elect somebody who, as Uganda had, somebody who loves people, somebody who is from people, not party. Because in the House there, we have different parties. But we need somebody who can unite them, who can bring them together, and then we work as one parliament. That is the kind of person we need.
Speaker who is neutral. You see, it's people who vote us, but some people forget that when they reach Parliament. So we should work for the people. So this coming speaker should see that whatever he or she decides in Parliament must be favoring the people who give us the votes.
A good speaker should be one who can uphold the sacredness of the Parliament, the one who is firm, who is solid, the one who does not allow rubbish to be discussed or allow rubbish on the floor of Parliament. Because whatever we discuss, the world is watching. And the world is now waiting to see the 11th Parliament, how they will make a difference. And the time is now for us to make a difference.
It's important to have a speaker who safeguards the interests of the public. But we, NRM, we are a government who safeguards the interests of the public.
Still, we continue to discuss with some of the members of Parliament to give us their view of what they will have to put on board for their term in office, where Otim Isaac Ismail, the member of Parliament for Padel County, Nebi District, says that he will definitely have emphasis on the land issue, which has been a problem over the years, where he says that he will have to talk to the government, to lobby the government to ensure that land issues are resolved within the county.
Here, members of Parliament, we do not have a specific budget to implement our programs or our projects. We rely on the programs of government. And as a member of NRM, one of the serious issues that NRM is supposed to tackle in this current term is the issue of poverty. And poverty is one of the serious challenges in my constituency. I will make sure that I mobilize my people to benefit from the various government programs. The existing programs like the Youth Livelihood, the Women Fund, the Operation Wealth Creation, all these ones I will make sure that I link my people to these services. And also, government has come up with the parish model. The parish model is that all these services will go to the parishes. So I will make sure that we go to mobilize our people in the parishes to ensure that they benefit from this program. That's one. Then two, we also have a challenge of infrastructure. Most of our roads are bad. When you look at the general coverage of tarmac in the country, in the other areas, there is linkage between one district to another, but that is still lacking in West Nile. I think we need to push government to ensure that the same linkage between one district and another in terms of tarmac coverage should be the same in West Nile.
We in the 11th Parliament, we are seeing a legislation, a very bad law coming into our Parliament. The Land Amendment Bill is likely to come in our Parliament. This law tried coming in the 10th Parliament, they are bringing it in the 11th Parliament. And this law intends to take ownership of land away from the common man to the bourgeoisie, the people who have it. And taking into account the land tenure system in Uganda, it has been a shamble. If people could not, first of all, manage even the land registration system, all the fracas that has been in it, how then do we get into a situation, the recommendations that have been made by Bamogemeres, that customary land would be registered to a common man who does not know, and if you cannot pay taxes for the same, such land will be taken back to government, and then compulsory land acquisitions that if you refuse, you reject the offer that the government is giving to you, such monies are deposited in courts of law that you can go and pick. If you don't want, you forfeit. Now, those are likely bad laws intertwined with those that we already do have in our parliament or in our, in our government. And then secondly, Parliament not only has the capacity to make laws, it has capacity to check government organs. Parliament has made very good laws, but it has not had the respect it has had or capacity to check the irregularities government organs have had. You find police brutalizing citizens, and they cannot summon the IGP, they cannot summon the command of the UPDF, they cannot summon the command of the CMI. You have people being kidnapped. But Parliament doesn't have capacity. Had it been a modernized democracy, where Parliament has the capacity to put sanctions, investigate and prosecute, then we cannot have such to go on.
Now, the 71st graduation ceremony that commenced on 17th May throughout the week has actually officially ended today. However, unlike other graduations in the previous years, this one has been a unique one where the number of graduates were restricted according to make sure that they prevented the spread of COVID-19. Only a few university officials, PhD graduates, master's graduates, and first-class undergraduate graduates were physically present in the Freedom Square. The rest of the graduates attended the ceremony virtually.
Graduates of the class of 2021, a very bright future ahead. Now get out there and let your light shine brightly for Africa. Go out and make Africa proud, for Africa deserves only the very best from each one of us. May your families, who have invested so much in you, have every reason to be happy for the good news of your graduation today. Go out there and ma-ke-re-re. 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 Go out there and let the megaphone of good news go out from here to the rest of Africa. Thank you very much, and may God bless you all.
Let's give another round.
Let's give a hand clap to them as they enjoy that ceremony. Congratulations, Dr. Desina. Congratulations. Yes, that is what you get when you always do good things. Congratulations. The rest of us, please cheer up. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Congratulations, congratulations.
We congratulate all those who have made it through and really hope, I wish you luck in the job-seeking field. And definitely right now at this very moment, we always make sure that we keep your health in check. We'll be ushering you into health tips. Now, to make sure that you keep healthy, one of the things that people do is to make sure that they do exercises. But other than doing exercises, you have to also take precaution to what you're eating, not only to what you do at home, but even when you go out to a restaurant, you have to go into the details of what your food has been made out of, how many calories actually on your plate, so that you can stay healthy. We have some genius health tricks that we have brought for you so that you can have a healthy lifestyle.
That you know diet and calories are more important than exercise when it comes to losing weight. You may think ordering a salad is the way to go. Salads certainly can be healthy, as vegetables like lettuce, kale, and carrots tend to be low in calories and high in vitamins and fiber. But some restaurants add so much cheese, salad dressing, and sometimes even fried meats to their salads that they can top 1,000 calories. If you're dining out, ask for dressing on the side. You can use a small amount and limit the extra calories. You can also ask for the cheese on the side, or left off entirely. If your salad comes with meat, ask for it to be grilled instead of fried. Smoothies and energy bars often have an unhealthy amount of calories as well, and it's always a good idea to check the label before buying, or read a restaurant's nutrition info online before ordering. Nope. Loosen your tie to reduce your risk of glaucoma. Wearing your tie too tight can be uncomfortable, not just for you, but also your eyeballs. There's a reason some guys think of their necktie as a noose. In one study of 40 men, adjusting a tie to slightly uncomfortable for only 3 minutes raised intraocular pressure, a leading cause of glaucoma. So loosen up that tie, or better yet, just use a clip-on. Then you'll also save yourself the stress of having to tie it every morning. Easy on the positive thinking, it can make you feel more depressed. You know the feeling, you're having a bad day, and someone attempts to help by telling you to look on the bright side or have a positive attitude. If you find this annoying instead of helpful, you're not alone. Studies have shown positive thinking provides only a marginal improvement in the mood for those with high self-esteem. Those with lower self-esteem actually felt worse. Probably because there's nothing more depressing than a fake cheer when you're having a lousy day. Many people actually felt better when making a list of negative things about themselves. This may be because once you've identified your faults, you can work to improve them.
And now at this very moment, we'll be going into international news. And Ethiopia's poll body has said that thrice delayed national elections will be held on 21st June this year, kicking off a fresh countdown to a key test of democratic reforms under Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. Africa's second most populous country was first due to hold their polls last August, but officials pushed them to June 5th of the year since there was coronavirus. But now they have said that they will have to definitely, train the electoral staff, so they will be having them on the 21st of June this year.
Ethiopia's Electoral Commission has given a new date for its general elections to be the 21st of June. The second most populous country in Africa was initially due to vote in August 2020, but the ballot, which designates national and regional elected officials, was postponed to June 5, 2021 due to the coronavirus pandemic. That date has also now been changed.
All these preparations, including the other preparations that we need to make, is going to take more days. That's why we have extended this to up to 3 weeks proposal for political parties last Saturday, and then we decided the date is going to be June 21.
The vote is seen as a crucial election for Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, who in 2018 promised to organize the most democratic election in the country's history. He now faces a series of crises: war in the northern Tigray region after the government launched a military intervention to dislodge the ruling regional TPLF party. All eyes will now focus on the actualization of the new date, June 21.
This is all we have for you within Uganda and also elsewhere in the world. I will not go further than this, but make sure that you stay tuned on RESTTV. We'll be having a Uganda news bulletin at 7 p.m., Katika at 5 p.m., Never Give Up at 8 p.m., and Midnight Cry at midnight to 1. Stay blessed, stay tuned. I am Jackie Lingla, and also stay safe. Good afternoon.